Coach, from the heartland of America, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Oakland Raiders and the Indianapolis Colts. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Washington, his first carry. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. Just 3 catches in the wild card victory for him a week ago, and now he's got his first here, and it's good for a first down. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
OP. All right, get set, fellas.
On 2nd down, Washington. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. There he goes left side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
The false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. To throw his Carr. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Express.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. 4 down. 4 down.
They pitch to Washington. They're trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. We got 4.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 1st Washington. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
You got 3.
6:37.
By 52, by 50.
Carr to throw on second down. Completes it right side to Cooper. Oh, and now he... A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Yeah, baby.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Carr gives it off to Washington. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It was Matthew Adams who got him down on the defensive side. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
All right, get set, fellas.
Roger, Roger. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
On second down, here's Carr. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A very solid gain of 27. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Carr on the give. It's Washington. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Go, go.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. And they're on the move as they face a second down here.
Take 4. Budge.
Go, go.
Put it right here. Hey, get him. You got him.
Listen, hunt.
Like 52.
Shotgun now for Carr.
Watch the run.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. In for the score. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have. You absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just a second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Look, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Hey.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
4 down. Check.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, baby. Woo! To right. Tight left. Even. 4 down. Even. To right. Shut down. Motion. Check. Hold on.
They'll try and run forward with Bell. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking deep downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Strong right. Mosi, 89. Watch 89. Let's go, Mexico.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck.
Wide. Get wide.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Get him, boys. To right.
3rd and long. Big play downfield. To it through the contact. Incomplete.
Play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
694.
They'll start the drive with Washington. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
after the loss to start out. Here's 2nd and 11.
Express. 734.
To throw on 2nd down. Carr, and he can't get away. Carr is going to go down, and that is a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. And but he takes it to the 25.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10.
Hey, we got four. We got four down.
Now a 1st down throw, Locke. And he slings one that's incomplete. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Double tight.
12. Gun. 12.
On 2nd and 10, Locke. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long.
12. Check 26.
Hey, easy. Hold on.
A shotgun snap for Luck. Just keeping the play alive. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10.
Collar.
From the red zone now, Locke. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Allen Hurns, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Gold to add the extra point. Gold with the X makes this a 9-point game. Gold now out to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. On play action, now Carr. Steps away to his left. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw in his dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout.
Watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left. Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr. He's going to look deep down the field. Driver Artie Burns. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Oh, and that's a nice. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
11. Check out.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Throwing his luck. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 3rd down, here's Bell. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This a 43-yard attempt. And Gould is able to put it through, and that will make this now a 19-point advantage. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of the half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10.
Yo, Chief.
Hey, we got 3, we got 3. 3 down.
29.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Monday down. Get set, get set.
Watch tight end, tight end's right. Tight end's right. 3 down, 3 down.
Yo, Chief. Hey, 7:34.
To throw on second down. Carr. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Jabal Sheard in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
Here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
24.
From the gun, it's Carr. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. So it's on to halftime in this AFC Divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional round. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys. But be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Right, 675.
From the gun, here's Love. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They go with Washington to begin the drive. Finding room at the 30 and all the way up to the 33-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Go, Chief.
Now on 1st down, it's Washington again. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Hey. Purdue.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider 1st.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Here we go.
So 2 1st downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Everyone's got 4 down.
On 1st down, Carr. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
I got number 18. I got you, 18.
Go, Chief.
Carr to throw again. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Right there. All day, baby.
On now is the field goal team. Here's the Raiders. We'll try for 3. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
4 down.
Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. Full start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Now Luck. Airing it out for Hearns. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Even. 4 down.
The give is to Bell. get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on third down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Tight end right, tight end right.
Second. Wide 90. Tempo.
55.
Second.
From the gun on third down, Luck throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ford. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Caught left side by Hilton. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more on that one and another first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Locke. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. So out come the Raiders. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Throwing now is Carr. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Jabal Sheard in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
Strong right. Strong right. Hey, we got 3 down.
Operating from the gun, Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's picked off at his own 46. How big is does that penalty wipe out the INT?
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. From the gun, Carr. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort. Now a first down carry. It's Williams trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Carr. And this one is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Now Carr, got to have this one. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Terrell Basham in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Look, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Colts on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They keep it on the ground. Mack again. And he spins past him and into space. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. 42 yards. And the Colts add on to their lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down,
Caused all of that.
it caused every bit of it, but it showed
that his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Four down. Check. 11Z.
They'll nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Hey, 4 down.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The Colts on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is third down and 12. Now a carry from Mack, and he'll get nothing out of that one. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
At the 15-yard line.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
They'll try to counter with Washington. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
6:37. 6:37.
Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Raiders on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be third and a mile.
Detroit! Detroit! Over!
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to go down again. Terrell Basham able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the Colts coming out now. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
Watch, it's 3-7.
Hey, boys, we got four down.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Just get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He'll buy some time right. He's going to let it fly. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Try to get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
The Raiders on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough way for it to end.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin.